Hey everyone, Mac is back, and today we're going to continue and talk about the rally leader. So this is going to directly relate to my account because I've actually transitioned, in the probably the past, I want to say, few months into a rally leader. I was going completely for like the solo type account that I talked about before, but now I'm going to talk about the rally leader and what you need to kind of gear your account towards. So let's get to it. The first thing that you're going to need is talking about is your troops, and make sure that you have flexibility with your troops. So again, this goes back to my recommendation for having at least 1 million of each of the tier 3s and tier 4s of your 3 main troop types, and if you're bows, of course, then then them as well. But as a rally leader, you're going to want that flexibility to be able to change between the two formations. So if I'm running 3 troop types, I need all 3. If I'm just running 2, then I still want that front line, that meat shield of those elite troops as well. When it comes to your talents are going to be very, very basic. You're going to go down to the, like I said, like I showed before in the talent tree, the battle talents. You're going to want to maximize these bottom talents first, up to 50, to make sure that you get the best you can with those. I'm going to go over this more in detail in another video about the talents. I had a request for it, but I'm just trying to go over this as quickly as I can because it's very basic when it comes to your talents. And then getting to your badges, you need to have those. Actually, let me just go back in here and I'll show you the your preset badge formations. You're going to need these for sure, and I would even clean mine up a little bit. And I'll probably do that in the future. So I could have, like, for instance, my 3 troop type down here is I have to kind of scroll down to get to it, and you want to switch between these fairly quickly. I guess it really doesn't matter too much. I did it in KVK where I was switching between some of these these badge presets here, but they're very good to have. You really want to have these presets good to go, and make sure that they're in there and able to access them quickly. So one of the things about that is, if you go into, say, we'll just say with, like, for infantry cav, if I apply like the infantry cav here, you can see that some of these badges are not on here. So you want to make sure that you can find all your badges as well. So if I have all these up here in this one, there's still, for whatever reason, you still need a clear button on there. So make sure you do that. Get in there and clear it off, and then you can actually go into your the blacksmith here, your inventory, and then your badges. You can see all the badges that you actually have. That's the big thing, because if you don't clear them off and the badges are still on there, you're not going to see them in your inventory, so it's going to be tough to maneuver between them. Moving on there, the research, when you're coming to a rally, a rally leader, you want everything. You want all the stats you can get. Just like the solo one, you're going to want all the stats you can get. I work on everything. The kind of the hidden one, again, is going back to the iron defense, because it's defensive. You wouldn't think that it would be something you'd want, but if you look at down the line here, you can see that the bowman one is, I think, one you're going to want quite significantly as well. And then also on top of that, in the great city military, you're going to want to push for that too, because there is a rally size in here. It'll actually do a 500,000 there, and then even further down at the very end, there's another 500,000 as well. So that's another million that you could have added on there. So you're going to want to do that. When it comes to Glory Castle, make sure you upgrade that with Glory level, because you're going to want that 100,000 army bonus plus those talents. And also do your Bannerman Hall as well, because that's something that I'm working on. I have another 50,000 more here to upgrade. So you'll obviously want that. And you want to do all your Glory level, because there's just so many. There's just stats there, just easy. Enemy total attack reduction right there. Just jack that up, get that to 20%. That's pretty significant help for you there as well. And then your troop skins, talked about these before. They're just basic, stats. That's all you're getting. You're getting just a massive amount of stats. I mean, there's a rally size expansion. I'm out at 168, and I still have a long way to go. There's still, these, even if me not being a bow specialist, you can see the house reed bowman down here. I don't have any of it, but look at all these bow stats that you're going to have here. It's going to be, there's just so many of them that you're going to want those. You're going to want those regardless. And plus the expansion here at the end is another 20,000, which is very nice as well. And then when it comes to troops, or I'm sorry, when it comes to commanders, you pick the specific ones that you want. You know, have a specific 5 commanders that you can use for, you know, each formation that you're going to be using, you know, you're going to be working with. So there might be better ones than, you know, like I have Layla 4 stars. Maybe I don't use Layla for every single formation that I have, you know, with females. Maybe there's some that it's better to have like a, you know, for, you know, an Imp Cav or something like that. Maybe I want to put Chris and Julian and then Seg and then like Lats and Arya or something like that. And I don't know a whole lot of females in there, so it's really not going to behoove me to use Layla in that type of formation. So pick the right commanders, work on upgrading them, getting the stars that you want for them, to make sure you get to their abilities as well. And it might be even best to, you know, only get to 3 stars for all your commanders initially, for the ones you're going to be using, and then work on those 4 stars, because those 4 stars are, it just takes so long with 320 you know, medals to be able to do that, tokens to do that. When it comes to your dragon, you really do need a nice dragon for a rally leader, because there's just so many abilities now in the game. These legion skills are very, very nice, so just make sure you can get in there, get those total attacks from like you know, the dragon follow-up gives you a total attack, and that can stack up to 36%. And if you're running a 3-troop line, 36% extra attack is, you know, what you're going to want that. You're just going to do so much more damage. When it comes to the event, you know, the shops up here, so we just talked about how like War of the Kingdoms, you know, pick out these badges. You're going to want these badges here to purchase. You know, 40% here would be nice to have on there. If you have some really juicy targets to hit, then that whole hour there, having an extra, you know, basically an extra 20%, because your other ones are already 20%. So that's what you're going to want. And then packs to buy. There's so many things to buy. I mean, you're going to be upgrading some medals. You're going to be getting some of the tokens as well, depending on which commanders you have, but also avoid some of them as well. The one thing down here, this recharge one, you know, down here, don't get these ones. You really don't need these blue diamonds. You can get them at many other places. Probably if you have, depending on if you're a little higher spender, then I could see you, you know, kind of, you know, dipping into some of these other you know, these other places here to, you know, if you needed gold for whatever reason. I'm not really sure why you would, because there's always gold available, and the speed ups, there's always speed ups available. You're always getting those, so they're just kind of worthless packs here. I would say, yeah, they're worthless. You really don't want them. You're not going to be using them much at all. The S medals here, those are the ones you'd really want. Hey, refined rough, I could see you getting those if you really wanted to, in the wash stones, but you can get those every day, you know, reset, so that's not as big a deal either. When it comes to hospitals and mints, I like a good balance here, because you want the total attack that you get from the mints. It's only 2%, but if you get enough of them, I mean, that could add up to a good, you know, 15 to, or you know, 15-20%, depending on where you are. I think mine, what do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 here, so I'm getting 14% for you know, my attack, my total attack, and then I have other ones over here. What do I have? 5, like 9 of the hospitals as well. So I could actually even convert them too, because since you're going to be spreading out the damage that you're doing with you know, between your troops, you really don't need a huge hospital. It's nice to have it, of course, you know, if you do run into somebody who's really good, it gets reinforced and they're fast or something like that. Then when it comes to refinement, this is what I have in here is what you're going to want to do. You're wanting to have the rally size expansion to get that as best you can. The army size, we always want that. The total attack and the attack reduction. Those are the 4 you're going to want. You can see I'm still working on you know, getting that out finalized. I still have these other 4 actually to pick up, to change. And then what you can do before that happens is actually you know, keep your infantry attack, spear attack in there, and just do one of them at a time. Like I have this hospital healing speed's the one I'm working on now, because then when you're fighting in between, for the months in between, you have the these attack bonuses there as well, because you're ready to go. So that's basically it. And if you have any questions, let me know. Just send a comment, or and I will answer the best that I can. But until next time, Mac out.